Turn up the volume. Let's see if y'all can hear me now. If not, I'm just going to restart the stream. Because I don't know what's going on. Okay, so what the okay. I'm talking here for a hot minute. So what the how's everyone doing tonight? Real quick. Let me give it a minute. Let's switch back because I want to use my laptop. I'm like, I know people can hear me now though. Because I want to use my laptop. I'm like, I know people can hear me now though. Because I want to use my laptop. I'm like, okay, all right. So let's. People can hear me now though. This is already starting to be annoying. All right, let's do a quick roll call. Ronnie Ron's in the chat. Gemini's in the chat. Black Pink Me's in the chat. Tommy's in the chat. At the Bank is in the chat. Gemini's in the chat. That was kind of annoying. All right. Freddie's in the chat. Amber's in the chat. Yeah, exactly. And I said to my review too, I was like, bro, you kind of doing too much. You're doing too much. Oh well, James can't sit there and take writing lessons from you. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You're the grandfather. You're not the actual father. Like, slow your roll and calm yourself. Thank you, Monique. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently our systems has just been wreaking havoc all day. So I turned off my laptop, charged it. I don't think it's my laptop though. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on right now. But I heard like so many places have just been like acting up and just being out of control. Solomon didn't catch YNR because I was watching a Three's Company marathon. Okay. Susan R is in the chat. And thank you, Freddie. Yes, I'm not going to be able to sit there and read every single comment. So do not take it personal if I miss some of your comments from time to time. What's your opinion on Sophia? Why is she so trifling? Ron, because some women that, yeah, Gemini is bad. It's bad, Gemini. It's bad. It's really bad. So I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with the audio issues I was just having. But no, I mean, my opinion on her, Ron, why is she doing that? Because some women are just like that. They get everything handed to them, and the minute they don't get something that they want, they show their true colors. So honestly, to tell you the truth, I just don't even. It was good, Danny R. It was good, Queen herself. It was good, Daria. Oh, of course, Gemini, of course. So annoying. So I'm gonna try it in a few minutes because I really want to sit and listen to some music in the background. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Sean, what What should you what should you do with the Trina character? Give her more scenes. Give her more scenes. They barely show her, and they show her today, and she's all like sad over Spencer, and I get that, but I'm like, they had a while to sit there and work on those scenes with Spencer. They need Sean, just in general, they need to sit there and give her more to do than this, because this is ridiculous. Okay, thank you, Freddie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Said that you didn't watch YNR because you was watching a Three's Company marathon. Damn, did YNR actually fall that far in your graces that you decided to watch Three's Company instead? Well, Ed, did you saw the promo, right? You know it's not gonna last. If you saw the promo, that's not gonna last. I'm surprised too, but I guess it makes sense the way they did it though. Tommy says, "Why is Hope becoming just like her mother? It is getting worse." Yeah, I know. Is a effing lunatic trying to blackmail. I don't. Yeah, I. It's kind of strong opinions around, but um, no, Freddie. I think it's just I was at 99%. I did oversleep, so when I woke up, I did charge the laptop, but it shouldn't have anything to do with the audio, though. That's the problem. It shouldn't have anything to do with the audio. Or was it the same old? Eh, I mean, Solomon, there was a point where Sharon went off on It was kind of interesting. I wouldn't sit there and say it was the same old thing. It wasn't like B&B. Like B&B would have the same dialogue. This was actually new. Um, so I wouldn't sit there and say it was the same old thing. I wouldn't sit there and say it was super exciting, but it wasn't terrible either, though. Yeah, me too. Me too. Have these damn thing in my ears, no music actually playing. So, which I don't think that. Anyway, I'm trying not to dwell on it. Ed says, I know souls don't do fights anymore, but can the teams fight because Holly should have slapped the fire out of Sophia. Yeah, it's I saw that this week and she was all like, oh wow, I'm the one that ratted you out the first time. I was like, bro, I can't believe you just sat there and said literally sat there and bragged about tattletaling. I'm like, how pathetic are you? You sat there and you hung out in the bushes to overhear their conversation. And you're like, oh well, if you don't sit there and work for me, then I'm gonna sit there and tell on you. I'm like, I thought that chick actually let that go. Just for her little crybaby ass to sit there and start bringing that back up. I'm like, I just, it's stuff like that just makes me not care about the team scenes. DeRay says you're using HDMI cord. Did you check it? Um, no, I'm not using it. I mean, it was fine. It was fine the day before, so I don't really understand what's going on. But I'm gonna play around with it. I just didn't think it was gonna act up tonight. Freddie says, "Well, it may have not be the best right now, but at least you're alive and I can hear you." So it's no. I appreciate that. It was just kind of annoying. That's all. Ed says Sophia's a loser. Like, get over it and and stop stop being friends with her. Exactly. Unfortunately, guys, that's exactly my point, Ed. I'm like, unfortunately, I sit there and watch her be all like spiteful and like, I'm like, come on, seriously, this is the best that you got. This chick can't get over Tate so bad to the point where she wants to sit there and rat him out so this way he can go to military school. Like, come on, bro. This is ugh. And it's like they try. It is like scenes like this. They try to make you care, and it just does the exact opposite. What's good, Dolomatics? What's good, Jonathan? Danny says Albert feels like Chelsea's gonna end up pregnant. What? Why does it make you feel like Chelsea's gonna end up pregnant, Danny? And Monique says, was it me or did Adam sneak? Yeah. I wish he would have been more direct on Monique. I really do. Because she was like, when I get back, I want you to kindly get the hell out of my office. I was like, oh, hell no, Nikki. Honestly, too, Chef, after that point, I would have been like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. What? What? Ron Carlivati is leaving Days. Holy sh! Oh yeah, Jonathan, Days is in trouble. Days is in trouble now. Oh, they're screwed. Uh, yeah, I don't know about that, Ron. I don't know about that. Um, as I do agree with your view about GH when it comes to Lulu. Which, yes, exactly. I'm like today's episode just proved why. It just, exactly. It just proved why. It just proved why that they can't keep her in this coma. It just proved why. It literally proved why. It's like either kill her off or bring her back. But this whole her being in a coma is just it's not working. Freddie says Albert. Jesus Christ. Freddie says Albert. The scenes wasn't bad, but the scenes with you eating a sandwich and talking with Tracy about different topics was kind of random to me. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as. Well, I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was pointless. That's the problem. Is that I felt like it was somewhat pointless. That's the issue. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't know. It was a pointless scene. That's my pro. Well, to be fair, General Hospital was actually pretty pointless today. Susan says they are replacing Ron C with two female writers. His last stories will air April. Whoa, this is going to shake up Days. Johnson says we probably don't have to worry. One of the new writers used to be a head writer for Days back in the early 2000s. Jonathan the Optimist. All right, I'm gonna sit there. Are you kidding me? All right, I'm gonna sit there and try this again. So if I go in and out, don't. Um, Cat Lady says, "Well, I told you Lulu was coming right on time." I hope that's the case. Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. I hope that's the case because Like I said in my review today, I was like, yo, listen, you didn't really answer my question, Danny. You just said that you felt that Audra was going to get pregnant, and you didn't really sit there and say why. But okay. Um, so I'm still here in the chat. I'm still here, but let's see. How long are gonna get out and then get back in? Hmm. How did I get out before? Like, I don't want to end the stream. I just want to get out so I can get back in. Yeah, but see, yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, Ron. We're gonna talk about that too, because I'm. Hmm. CJ Clove was good. Hmm. Okay. How am I gonna enter the studio and I'm not? Oh Lord. Well, join the club, my guy. Join the club, or my girl. Yeah, yes, Ed. We're gonna talk about that shit too. Hold on, let me see what is going on. No, I'm trying to figure out because okay, like my laptop is working now. So what I gotta do is because I don't want to end the stream. So I want to. Well, Ron, he's not on. He's not on. He's not gonna be on days anymore. So like, where do you want him to go? Yeah, I did. I did, Jonathan. We're gonna talk about that too. Okay, let's try this. If I black out for a second, I'll be right back. But I'm still here though. All right, let me know if y'all can hear me. Hear me. Oh, look at that, it's working. I'm assuming it's working, right? Yeah. Look at that, it's working. Okay. We are good to go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Shit. Okay, we are good to go. And Solomon says for us turning my music, how about I want him to either go on GH or to be unemployed. Yeah, I think those are pretty much the only two options he really has, realistically speaking, Solomon. We good. Okay, well now I actually know how to switch. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. Ooh, okay, let's turn that down. I'm good to go. Jonathan, okay, you know who? Yeah, Freddie, I very happy about that for a couple of reasons. I mean, I would have been on the phone; it would have been fine, but it was just it was unexpected. Jonathan, we both know that they need Bob Kuza. He's not enough on GHH, is struggling enough. That is that, and that's another thing. Sean was like, wasn't he fired as GH? He was. No, they need Bob Guza back. Autumn watching Hope flirt with Finn was hilarious because she looked like she wanted to go in for the kiss. Yeah, that was. I wouldn't sit there and say it was hilarious, but yeah, Jonathan, very happy about that. Solomon says Albert good because you know damn well if he went to YNR, he'd be writing Kevin coming out as bisexual and chasing after Nick and Nikki finding Victor and Phyllis to bed together. Damn. He has that much of a rush. He has that much of a exactly Bob Guza. Bob effing Guza. There you go, CJ Clove. Then he says Albert tried to say Chelsea and Adam had a one night stand on the soap like to add a twist. That's why I feel Chelsea's gonna end up wrecking. Okay. I'm just very curious. Okay, so before I get yeah, and that's exactly, and we're gonna talk about that. Thank you, Daria. I know I didn't come on y'all said, so I appreciate you coming on today. It's good to see you again, Daria. You did, Jonathan. That's actually pretty funny. You did actually mention that. Although I'm disappointed with how they got there, though. As says, so Brady really gonna go off the deep end over Teresa about drinking. Brady needs to get it together. Yeah, I don't. I do feel that like Teresa should not be a reason for anyone to be drinking. Teresa, if you gotta sit there, Sean said Bob Guza was the mob related a good storyteller, but Jace don't need that. What does Jace need then? In your humble opinion, Sean, if Jace don't need Bob Guza, what does Jace need? Tell the people in the chat, tell the folks in the chat, what do they need? Exactly, Jonathan. I think that's why I was so disappointed. But you know, John, you know what I was happy about though? I was happy that they brought Paul back. There's something about Paul that I just like. Paul's kind of a badass. I said this in my review. I was like, I would much rather them have Paul than have than um than to bring in Wendy Shen. Paul says she needs to bring the younger cast some good stories. Well, yeah, Sure. What about Leo? What about Leo, Jonathan? Ed said just sort of combo for days, Brady and David. I, I didn't see that coming, and you can just tell that it just seems like they're just kind of just out of nowhere. I just it did come out of nowhere, Ed, but I'm also just like, what the Darby was good. Darby was good, my guy. I guess so. It seems so stupid at this point. It seems so dumb. I'm like, see, this is the definition of EJ just doing too much, and I like EJ, but he doing too much. Lisa says, "Have you heard of Ron?" Yep, yep. Lisa, they were just breaking the news today. Just breaking the news today. If I'm not too, or if I'm not too tipsy, I might, I might watch. I might do a review. I mean, I might sit there and talk about it. Uh, Darby, listen, I will sit there and tell him on his stream. And that's the thing, Darby. He knows I was not a huge fan of Wendy's, so I'd much rather have Paul. Paul is that dude. Be careful of what? Ray says, thanks, friend. You too. I looked up right when the live started. Oh, you wasn't a fan of his writing? What? You wasn't a fan of his writing, Danny? Elvis, desperate, Demara. More like petty at this point, Jonathan, because he's not desperate. He's petty. He's being more petty. You know, Darby, the one experience I do have with Paul was in Beyond Salem, when he fought Harris. When he fought Harris, I was like, yeah, that's more petty. That's more petty Betty. What the? Kevin says I heard Steffi gets pregnant by Finn. Hmm. Well, I guess we'll see. That's the problem with those. Oh, and there's actually a new channel, which I gotta sit down and watch tonight. I swear, it's like this. Well, you know, Ron, there's most likely he's going to be going anyway, though. When you stop and think about it, if he gets arrested for that, then yeah, it's totally possible that he's going to get arrested for what else that damn channel at? I love when I'm looking for something and I can't find it. Thank you. Now, Autumn says Carly and Jason shouldn't be. I said the same thing, Autumn. I said the same thing yesterday. I couldn't believe they sat there was at a bridge and they're drinking beers and acting like everything was just all good in the hood. I said the exact same thing, Autumn. You saw the previews. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. Um, Dominic says, I wish they would bring Andrew and Paul back to days full time. To show needs them is unrealistic to have 7 year. I said the same thing. Um, Let me ask you a question, Jonathan. Would it really matter if she got arrested or left town? Seriously, Jonathan, would it really matter if she got arrested or she left town? Because I think you care more about the fact that she's still on there. That's my whole thing, Jonathan. I'm like, the fact that she's still on there. Wow, okay, so this channel has been on for 2 years. Hey, let me ask you a question. It was good, Lisa D. Have anybody heard of a channel called Days? No, it's called Days Daily Dose TV. Exactly, John. That's what I was like. I mean, I'm glad she's gonna get exposed. I'm glad she's gonna get exposed. And Krista was yesterday closer for Jason and Sam during the conversation. He discussed his point of view regarding the relationship. Thank you, Freddie. Krista, I think it was more. Yeah, I think it was more of a point to the fans. So if anyone that wanted to see um, Jason and Sam get back together, that was like them they're saying this isn't going to happen. Yeah, so they got a new channel. Well, apparently it's an older channel, but it's called Days Daily Dose. Apparently it says Albert needs to be in a bubble. I don't get it. What do I need to be in a bubble? What happened? What I do? But yeah, I just want to sit there and see if anybody knew this channel. I'm always very interested. I'm always very interested in whatever new soap channels that come up. Which, by the way, Cat Lady also has a soap channel too. So definitely follow my girl Cat Lady. He should he did it once. He did it once, Jonathan. Because that's how he agreed to officiate. Oh no, Kelly. Sometimes you just sneeze. Stop it. Cat Lady or something else. Cat Lady says that. Oh shit. Let's everyone congratulate Cat Lady. Cat Lady just hit 2K subscribers this week, so definitely um congratulate Cat Lady. That's what's up, damn. Yes, exactly. Congratulate my girl Cat Lady. Of course, it says he essentially said they were over and had been since his return in 2017, saying they tried to go back, but they had changed too much and it was a mistake. Yep, yep, exactly, Krista. That was their way of letting the audience know, yeah, we ain't going back. And Janetta was good, and Janetta actually, Kevin, I thought it was Alex. Oh, she gonna be pissed. She gonna be pissed. Ooh. Ooh, I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Johnson. She's gonna be pissed. It just dawned on me when you said that. Oh, by the way, Jonathan, did you see the last episode of The Boys? Was good, Big Nate? General Hospital was the weakest one. General Hospital was literally the weakest one today. As says Carly needs to take her chances in court because ain't free. Jason and her ain't free. John wants Sonny, and Jason stuck with him for life because he won't stop protecting Carly. That's true. That's true. Kelly says I saw that wedding one day. Say that last guy's mom looks so beautiful. Oh, you mean Xander's mom? Yeah, I'm not reading that wrong. I'm not reading that comment wrong. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because I forgot you watch. I didn't think that you. I don't know why, Kathleen. I didn't think that you actually watched Days of Our Lives. You know the problem is, Jonathan. The fact that they actually slept together. The fact that Brady felt so low because of Teresa fucking Donovan. That's what made you go off the edge. Oh, okay, okay, just making sure, Kelly, because I kind of an idea. Krista says, "Do the die-hard Jason fans feel cheated?" I'm not surprised. I'm not die. Here's the thing, Krista. It's more about the personal problems between Steve and Kelly Monaco. That's why they're not getting together, Krista. It's more of the personal problems between Steve B and Kelly Monaco. So we're greasing. That's what it comes down to. Woman says I need more name Arjun Weiner ASAP. Nate looks like he has some fun. Well, of course. I mean, why the hell would you not actually have fun sitting there being around beautiful Arjun? And it says, Albert, do you think Days is setting up Kristen versus? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yes. It is coming out this week, right? Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to be seeing that. I guess I'm going to be seeing that the following week. Nate said there's no personal problems between SB and Kelly. That is nothing more than BS. Steve and Kelly have denied them countless times. I'm gonna get to that. Let me just read Freddie's comment. I'm gonna get to that in a hot minute. Because I know you snipped there saying that they denied it. Kim even said that Jason is the love of Sam's life, so it has nothing to do with their personal problems. Keep waste, keep wasting both Jason and Sam's potential. Yeah, I'm a gorgeous Queen Cat Lady was good. Yeah, I don't really understand that either, Freddie. I don't. And I said again, I said that in my review. I was like, I don't understand where they're going with Sonny's character. As says Albert, who do you see winning this battle between Ava and Kristen? Kristen, Ava's not my princess anymore. Ava's not my princess anymore. She's just, yeah. If she was my princess, it might be different. And gorgeous Queen Janet, happy Friday to you. I don't know, Nate. I mean, well, I heard that there was problems with them. I don't know how true that was, and so maybe I should be sitting there saying it in a way of rumors. So I'll sit there and say rumors, and I don't know. You know, I don't know how true that is. Yeah, they denied it, but let me ask you a question, though, Nate. When you're working for a studio and you're still employed on the show, don't you think most likely that the studio is going to sit there and tell you to not to just deny it? I don't know. Steve came back. Billy left, or Billy left. All right. Steve came back. Billy lost that position at Jason Morgan. So I would understand if she wasn't too happy with that decision. A lot of people have sat there and said that they have personal problems. So, well, I don't think it's going to be Ron Carlivati. Well, Ron, you have people that are just nut jobs. That's why. You know that, Ron. You know there's certain people that are just they're so fixated on the show. It's like Laura Wright and Cynthia Watros. Krista says I saw many of Kelly Monica's social media posts. A what? Krista says I think something had to pull back and redirect Sunny's storyline due to, yes. Yes, and I was just gonna sit there and say that. Thank you, Krista. Okay. Now, Krista said before they were deleted, Kelly absolutely had issues. Yeah, we don't CJ Club. We don't talk about that in the regular. We don't talk about that in regular stream. We save that for the members stuff. CJ Club. It's just yeah. They said from what I heard, MBM is the reason why he left GH. It had nothing to do with Stephen Kelly. That's all I would say from that. I Spy. What? Between OG Jennifer and actor who played Peter Blake. Really? Yeah, no, it's cool with CJ Club. It's just what happened to the members staying the members. It's for a reason. But you know what I mean, though. It was obvious on the final days before BM left, he wasn't putting in that hard work. Iceball says Jason needs new love interest. Period. All them past women he had was what would be boring. Britt and Jason had great chemistry. Bring Big Beth from the dead. I heard some rumors. What Krista said Kelly apparently asked to come back, but G said no. Oh my goodness. Wow. Johnson says if Stephen Kelly had said there's no beef between them, it might be true. It might be. It might be. That's why I'm gonna sit there and say rumors. I think that's very important. Exactly, Janet. Exactly. Caesar Closer, yeah, I heard that too, but she wanted to leave in the first place. Wanted to leave in the first place. Ron says during the Emmys, what do you think about the actress playing Lee and Sheila together talking off camera? Sure, people was like, don't talk to her. She ran off. Oh, um, well, Ron, that the problem is people can't separate fact from fiction. That's just what it comes down to, Ron. People can't separate fact from fiction, and when they can't do that, then they start becoming one of those obsessed nut job fans that casts a bad look on the other fans. Freddie says, "Oh, did you?" Yes, I did. I did, Freddie. I don't like not streaming. I don't like not streaming. I love streaming. It gets a little hectic sometimes when I have like three people ask me a question at one time. Um, Thinking that I'm going to sit there and get to all three answers. But other than that, I generally have a really good time streaming. Um, but every now and then, I feel like it's always good to sit there and take a break, even if I enjoy it, because that's the fastest way you can sit there and burn yourself out is to keep doing something nonstop with no breaks. Lashanta's in the chat. How you doing tonight? It's going to be interesting, Jonathan. It's going to be interesting. Oh, of course that. Of course that. Honestly, tell you the truth, Lashonda, everyone knew that except for Jason and Carly, who are prematurely celebrating on a bridge, drinking beers, acting like everything is all good in the hood. The Ray says I thought Steve got KMJ because he didn't get the. No, it was that reason. The Ray, it was that. All right, well, Eagle fan, you know me. I always gotta sit there and I'm looking forward to trying to watch it this weekend. Well, actually, no, I'm looking forward to watching it this weekend, Eagle fan. Did you watch it yet? Don't spoil it for me if you did. Did you watch it though? As said, Albert, the countdown can officially start to Gwen Return. So glad this Gwen Reset is almost off my screen. I am too. I did you are you liking it so far? Are you liking it so far, Eagle fan? Council says when you get the chance, be sure to check out one of the English language novellas on Tubi. Okay. When I get a chance, I definitely will. Desire. Okay. All right, that's what's up. When I get a chance, I definitely will. Kristen says Kelly said on Instagram to a fan that she tried, and General Hospital said no because apparently shoving Geo or shoving Geo in scenes that no one gives two shits about is clearly more better than getting Kelly back. See, this type of I mean, if it's true, this is the type of dumb shit that I'm talking about with General Hospital. I don't know what General Hospital is supposed to be tonight. I'm at a loss. Yeah, that's a good question, Lisa. I don't know if she chose to leave, and then I heard she chose to leave, Lisa. I heard she chose to leave. But my whole thing is like, how are you just going to bring her back, though? See, that's my whole thing. Like, how are they just going to bring her back? if she wanted to come back. Like Susan said on the live stream on Monday, Angela said Kelly was coming back. Oh, Susan, you know, it's actually really funny. Somebody else confirmed the same thing. Susan, somebody else confirmed the same thing. Eagle Fang says, I mean it can't measure the season 5. There's such good moments, but some questionable things I have for the show. I'll wait till you see it. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm looking forward to watching that Eagle Fang. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. Yeah, you know, the thing is though, okay, let's put it this way. Let's sit there and say that she wanted to come back. You left. They killed off your character. If you do come back, from what Susan's saying, that you're gonna have to come back as another character. If they don't want you to come back, uh, didn't they try that? Didn't they try that with? And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that in a second, Jonathan. Didn't they try that with Austin? And we saw how that went. You're just gonna have the character leave, come back as a different character. We're all supposed to sit there and just look past that shit. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I probably would have missed that too. I would have probably missed that too if it wasn't for people in the chat reminding me. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm like, yeah, congratulations. So you're gonna sit there and give your wife news about you being unemployed. Great wedding present. This is Albert. Jagger's delusion. He really thinks Jason's going to turn against Sonny by getting. Well, if he doesn't, I don't know how delusional he thinks he is, because he's at Freddie. He still has the evidence on Carly. He still has the evidence on Carly. So you know how delusional is he, Freddie? Krista said no. Kelly moved to London and asked for her character to be killed off. Apparently, her relationship in London didn't work out, and she's back trying to get work. Oh, okay. Hmm. So she moved to London. It was like, okay, I'm gonna have my hot girl summer. That didn't work back. So, GH, can I come back? Can I really come? Can I pretty please come back? Oh, that's good. That, Kirsten, I know that's not, I know I shouldn't be laughing about that, but there's something about a certain level of arrogance when you're just like, well, I want to leave the show. Okay, so you're gonna give me a hero's death? Okay, that's cool. And then the relationship doesn't work out. It's like, oh, so can I come back? I don't know what to sit there and say. I don't know what to sit there and say with that. Iva says this is so. Her mother is a person who could have faked her death. I mean, yeah, there's ways she can come back, but they did give her a hero's death. And part of me is kind of snippy and saying, well, if they brung her back, that would lessen the sacrifice that she made for Jocelyn. Who, by the way, felt like she didn't deserve it. Now, D King, let's everyone give D King a warm welcome. D King said GH have tried a few times bringing actors back in different roles. It never seems to work out long term. Michael Easton, Sarah Brown, Roger Howard. Yes. D King is actually very correct. Very correct. It's kind of a shitty thing to do on some levels. Like I get it. I said the same thing. Said the same thing, my guy. Said the same thing, Eagle Fang. She is definitely not. Krista says, I think things will turn around once Patrick Matera has aired and Elizabeth Corlin is the sole writer. Time will tell. As Kelly. Ooh, Susan says also to exactly. Who did she come back as, Susan? She came back as some Drew's wife or something, or baby mama. Very true. Yes, and let's everyone give D King a warm welcome. It was a long time, Lisa. That was a very long time. 10 years is a very long time. Film XSGs doesn't get dragged enough considering the amount of times they reuse actors. Days get ripped for it, but G's doesn't. That's very true. Oh yeah, Kim Nero, yes. Yes, I forgot about that. That's her name, Susan. Kim Nero. Yeah, that's true. Oscar mother, yes. That's why I said they need to bring her back. G Sterling doesn't make sense. I think Briggs should come back as Brit. They can do it. G's needs a shocker. Okay. All right. Well, I respect your opinion, I spy. I mean, it didn't work the other 100 times when they brought up the other characters, but yeah, sure. Let's bring her back because Roger Howard, Michael Easton, Tamara Brown. No, let's bring her back because this one is going to work. Hmm. But I respect your opinion. Lashanta says, why Michael going off of Sunny on a preview? That's a good question. That's a good question. Lashanta, what's the even better question? Why did today's episode felt like a filler? There was no story. That's my better question. G felt like a filler today, like a full blown filler. Krista says, I agree. Bridge not only died in Leaves' arms, but she also died a hero. A huge center of party, plus the character has ended at end stage. I mean, yeah, LaShanta Mac was out of order. And Eagle Fang says they had nothing for Trina ever since Spencer died. Uh, Jonathan, that was the least of their problems was the no cliffhanger part. Um, I just, I mean, Eagle Fang, I will agree that they need to do something with Trina's character other than what they did. Well, what they're doing. I'm gonna read your comment in a second, Freddie. Icebot says the keyword something as a new character as Britt. Lulu is on her way back. The keyword mocked. Oh, made as a new character. I mean, hmm. Lashanta says, I'm still grieving over Spencer. You mean that privileged prick that's gives small dick energy? Spencer the toilet seat. That's who you're okay. Freddie says James is a cool kid, but he shouldn't be calling Raja going out by himself. He's like, yeah, it was okay. Um, I mean, it was definitely dangerous. It was, I'm not gonna lie, Freddie. It was hard to sit there and pay attention to some of this shit because honestly, to tell you the truth, a lot of it led nowhere. Oh, my bad, my bad. Okay, sorry, Lashanta. Thank you, Kelly. I'm over it. Okay, it was the wine. Don't blame me. It's the wine. I heard it wrong because of the wine, which is all the way down here, apparently. What the That's such a difference with Days bringing actors back as new characters. Days do a good job with, and Jade fails plenty of times. For example, Emily character died and comes back as Rebecca. Well, that was bad. That was bad. That's right, Dorea. I am on the Moscato train. I'm over it. Yeah, no, my bad. See, this is, and you know what? And I'm glad you actually brought this up, Lashonda, because I mean, like this whole scene with Trina grieving over Spencer. Oof. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed his character. I'll be honest. I couldn't stand Spencer. I could not. No. Well, I appreciate that, Darrell. I read it wrong. Like I read it. The mark was so wrong when I read that. But I don't. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. The problem with Jonathan, it wasn't so much that it was all talk and no action, is that it felt literally like a filler episode. It's like, you know what it is, Jonathan? It felt like they took a break from the majority of the stories. That's the problem. It felt like, and then when you saw the previews, it's like they jumped back on it. Oof. Well, that sucks with Trina. That sucks with Trina, cat lady, is that basically they're not going to give her a good story or damn near any story other than her crying and being all sad about Spencer. I'm like, go to therapy. Jesus Christ. I agree. I agree, Duran. Very true. Very true. See, Darby's old school. Darby knows about that. So yeah, they did that with Michael as well. Um, when they kept having him in the bed to see him, because in all reality, you gotta stop to think about this Darby and everyone. Kyrie's Clark, the one and only. It's actually funny, Kyrie's. We both have the same topic. We both have the same topic today, talking about hope. Um, I'm like, seriously, Hadley. I was like, go to therapy. One of the lines that she said today was, when am I actually going to get past? When am I going to get past um, this grieving process? And I'm like, did you start therapy? Because that might be a place to start. Curtis said this a while back, and it's like it went in one ear and out the other. God damn it. Darby says more Weinstein. Oh, hmm? Oh, more Weinstein. And hopefully that does happen, I spy. Because this whole I'm constantly talking and whining about Spencer isn't really working for me. Yeah, it's just funny, Carrie. It's just like I saw your I saw your title. I was like, yep, we both want that same energy. Now, as says, Trina needs scenes and therapy with her family and doing something outside of Jocelyn because that's the only time we see her. Yes. Queen Jess is in the chat. Let's have. Oh, why do I have to sit there and say that? I think everyone. I think at this point everyone already knows to say what's up to the Queen Jess. I don't have to say shit at this point anymore. You know, the problem with Hope is that now she's the problem with Hope is that now she's just doing this out of spite. Okay, she wants to get back at Steffi, but you're choosing to break up a happy home with kids just to stick it to Steffi. The so-called I don't want to be like Mom Dukes, but then you're pulling this homewrecker move like Mom Dukes. And thank you, Delmex, for being a member for 17 goddamn months. My God. My goodness. Delmex says, remember when GH used to have fun storylines for the young characters during the summer, like when Emily went to a rave and woke up next to a body. Hmm. Yeah, Jess, it was it was kind of a struggle. Not gonna lie, it was kind of a struggle today. Yeah, Havlin, what's good to Havlin? As says, how long do you see Xander's mom sticking around? Not sure, but she's not. She's definitely not just going to be in and out. Though. I'll tell you that much, Sean. I mean, I'll tell you that much, Ed. She's not going to be in and out. But I'm looking forward to some of her characters. I'm looking forward to seeing her character though. Sean, we got another Sean. It would be funny if Hope kissed Ben like she did with Thomas Steffi in place of Liam. True. That's true. See, here's my thing. Just Gio has been on damn nearly every episode. I'm starting. Yeah. So again, that's the problem with Gio. Is that he's thrown in these random scenes talking about random bullshit that no one cares about. Just did you see how bad this scene was? Tracy Smith asking him questions that she that her character doesn't care about. She sat there and asked, "What's the best pizza place? Brooklyn or the Bronx?" You know damn well that Tracy is not going to Brooklyn or the Bronx. See? Yes, that's my. Thank you. Darby just literally said what I'm saying as far as just shoveling him in scenes where it's just like, yeah, it'd be a miracle if they actually bring out Terry again. Just as literally a pointless conversation about New York City. Like, oh, Jess, walking to my job. I gotta sit there and talk about it for a good 10 minutes. Like, And I had to talk about that shit today and try to be as positive as I could. Just as I answered Brooklyn too for the best pizza. Curry says Gio needs to leave to show his characters a flop. He shouldn't have had more scenes than Deanna. So, I agree with you right up until that point. Right up until that point. We almost start to make some sense up until that point. Sean says they don't know who to put Trina with Gio, and Trina ain't it. Curry says Fiona Cook gets some money. There is ready for them to end this cheesy intro period for a character with Gio. Like, come on, no one, I mean, no, like 20-year-old guy acts like that. You know, the problem with Gio's character is that if this was the 90s or the early 2000s, he either would have came across as a bad boy, came across as a mysterious character, but he would have came on there with a purpose. I always go back to Patrick Drake. Patrick Drake came in with a purpose, but he also had this very cool factor to him. Gio comes in as the nice guy who plays music. Great. Is he going to have a bit of an edge to him? Alyssa J, what's good, Alyssa J? Johnson says Steve Weber is definitely a character that should return to GH. It's been over a decade since he went to prison. It's almost like they kind of forgot about him too. It's like, oh, just keep him in jail for a little bit longer. That's actually a very good point. There is such Robert. That's what I'm thinking. They need to go old school with make him a bad boy or a shirtless heartbreaker at this point, because causing drama. Yes, yes, yeah, I agree. They don't know how to bring in characters anymore. They really don't. Hell, even Sophia just comes across as normal, typical, spiteful, mean spirited um girl that doesn't get her way and starts acting like a huge POS. It's like Irby says, Albert, this isn't only on hope. Ben needs to eat some of this blame sandwich because as a married man, he should know better than to try to fix a woman than know better trying to fix a woman. Well, there's nothing wrong with giving advice, though, Darby. All he did so far was give advice. So I don't see the problem with that. All he literally did was give advice and find common ground. So I don't really understand. You know, Darby, my I have issues with Fenn, but it's definitely not that. My issues with Fenn is his lack of balls. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. That's my issue. Um, his constantly over apologetic attitude is like it's just not working. Johnson says what Sophia is doing on days is out of pocket and doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it seemed like, hey, listen, I may not like you, but do you? You could have did better. Now she's they're trying to milk the situation for all this work. What happened to oh da 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 da? I don't know. I don't really give two shits about Sophia at this point. She's not a character that I can even sit there and really get behind on a vengeful. Darian says yes, Ben has zero balls, totally unattractive. He sat there, he threw his mom under the bus with no actual evidence. And all he said he was doing that for was to stand up for Steffi. You're not standing up for Steffi. You're literally sitting there placating towards her because he even knew he he knew that it just didn't make any sense because there was no motive. There was no motive. CJ Close said Sophia is a hater. Is a hater and a loser. Yeah, exactly, Kyrie. So it was like, heaven forbid she actually gets a job because she act like she was too good for that. But she's not too good enough to sit there and be hanging out in the bushes like a goddamn creep. So, uh, Lashante, I feel that calling Finn a simp is a bad. Is I feel like that's bad for simps. Domex says, I blame Steffi for Hope home wrecking. Steffi forgetting to mind the business that pays her. Put Finn in Hope's sights. Yes, I have. Have you? I was gonna sit there and talk about it, but I don't know if Jonathan actually I don't know if Jonathan saw it. But I saw it yesterday. I was oh lordy lord lord. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. I liked it, but I was so confused. I was so confused. I liked it, but I was confused though. Like I was mad, but then part of me was like, I didn't even understand why I was mad. It didn't feel like a finale to me, but it was good. Jess, did you ever watch a show called Gen V? Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. Because part of me was kind of mad when they killed Victoria, even though that was their whole plot point. But when they actually killed her, something about that just kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like I got so annoyed with Butcher. What's good, Nicole? I got so annoyed with Butcher. I was like, bro, everything was going well, and then you came there and then you fucked it up. But then I'm just like, the whole purpose was to kill her anyway. I did, but at the same time, I was like, but see, that's the thing though, Jess. It's like because of his actions, at the end, everyone got it. Like everyone got practically taken out. So I'm like, you did all that, and then in the end, your team suffered for it. Darby says, with Hope's history with his wife, Ben should have left Hope alone. Period. So you can't be nice and give advice. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I kind of disagree on some level. Hi, Crystal. Davlin says, "I but did you see the previous show Money and GH?" Because I said the same thing to Havlin. I felt like they celebrated way too early. Just as I don't get what Sage was up to, was seriously confused about her. She did coming out of nowhere. That wasn't even a thing that just bothered me though. Uh, like it made sense. Johnson says, I don't think Victoria would actually get killed. I'm surprised she got killed, but at the same time, it's like it's just little things that they do. Like I love the show, but little things that they do sometimes don't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Like they go with option, they want to go with option A, but then they always settle for option B, and that's something that I've seen. As says Albert, GH other problem is they have a lot of teams not using them, and they also need to bring Emma and Sky daughters back to shake things up. I mean, they need better stories. If they're gonna bring him back. Yes, I did, Jonathan, with Robert Singer calling them idiots. It was kind of annoying, Jess. It was, and it didn't really. Just said the shifty star went out of nowhere. I would like to see more of it. I'm surprised that they changed course at the last minute. It's like, okay, cool. We shouldn't kill Victoria. I never thought they should have killed Victoria. She was much better as an ally than them trying to kill her. I was like, no, let's sit there and kill her. Let's sit there and kill Victoria in front of her daughter and then leave her in her orphanage. Great job, Billy. I get what you're saying, Darby. I do, but I don't think that Finn crossed any lines, though. I think it's a little out of pocket. Yeah. Jess, I think the problem is even if they didn't kill Victoria and she turned, she actually went through the plan, Homelander still would have found a way to get them. Homelander still would have found a way to get them. Lashanta Sasabe, do you think Finn's gonna tell Steffi about Hope? No, no, he's not. He's gonna sit there and keep that secret. Steffi is still already keeping that secret of kissing Leah. So their secrets are just gonna pile up. Their secrets are just gonna straight up pile up. Just as like Victoria, but I don't know where else they could have written her. That's true. It makes sense, Jess, which is why they actually killed her off. But yeah, Tommy, no, he's definitely evil. Oh no, that's another show. That's another show. It's called The Boys. I was curious about that, Jess. But see, Jess, this is actually another reason why I like Ashley. This is actually another reason why I like Ashley. Because when the date was like, yo, we gotta sit there and kill Ashley, Ashley was like, okay, cool, bet, I got your asses. And she went right to her stash to get that V. She was ready. That's my girl. That chick is on point. I'm very curious about that though, too. I heard about that, Jonathan. I don't know if that's true. I want Jared Padalecki to come back. I want him to actually come on that show. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alyssa says Hope is turning into Homewreckers. Yep, Homewreckers. Alyssa. Oh, he's coming back, Jazz. Final season, he's coming back. Nah, Jazz. He's actually, like I said, Jazz. Did you saw how fast he already had that shit planned out? I think that chick was literally sitting there waiting for something to go down. I'm just very curious of what they're gonna do with her. Lashanta says Sally's talked too much. Now she's comparing notes with. Oh, you mean is that Monday's episode you're talking about? Yeah, it makes sense, Jonathan, because they wouldn't sit there and make him like, a soup or anything. Have a good night, Krista. Oh, Tommy like well, very unpopular opinion. Tommy likes Liam. I wish he gets more respect. John says the Trina character is great, but she needs a better. Yeah, she does. I think that's my issue. I said this in my review. I said this in my review, and I still stand by it. They don't really give a lot for Trina to do. They really don't, and it's a shame. In the times that we do see her now, she's always sad. She's kind of mopey and stuff. One of the things I loved when Tabiana took over the role is that she smiled more. She was more lighter, and I love that about her. We don't see that. We don't see that enough in her. It's unfortunate. It's actually having a night, Nicole. It's actually really funny, Jonathan. When I was sitting there watching the season finale, and I thought about Jess when she was watching it because I knew I had a feeling she didn't watch Gen V, so she wouldn't know who those other characters was towards the end. But I was like, I couldn't sit there and tell her a good reason to watch Gen V because it's not a bad show, but I couldn't sit there and sell it to anyone. And I don't think that you need to watch Gen V to understand the boys. No, I would tell her to watch Diabolical before I tell her to watch Gen V. Gray says, I used to like Liam too. They made him too annoying now. But my son's name is Liam's. Oh, Liam is a good name. A lot of people don't like his character, but Liam's a good name, though. The problem is Lashanta when she was going to sit there, because she was feeling guilty. But I'm like, boo, keep that ish to yourself, okay? Because if you tell Billy, that's going to blow up Adam's life as well. You did what you did, hold that L, and shut the F up. And I know that sounds harsh, but I'm like, you telling Billy is not going to do anything for Adam in his relationship because you want to clear your own conscience. No, you take that goddamn secret to the grave. Darby says, Homeland, don't you mean Sister J? She's the mastermind with the hand of Homeland. That's true. I don't understand how her plan was supposed to work towards the end. That didn't really make a lot of sense, Darby, if we're going to be honest. I like Sister Sage because that chick got curves, but like, that's true, Jonathan. Like I said, I haven't watched Jared in anything since that show that I don't really watch. Tommy says I waste nasty for Brooke and Rich. I'm not. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Tommy. I sat there. I was like, that is so unprofessional. Why you don't like Starlight, Jazz? Why you don't like? Jazz. I gotta. Let's just forget Starlight for a minute. There's another reason I was sitting there thinking about you. I don't understand why you don't like Mother's Milk. Why you don't like MM? MM is such a chill character, and you're just like he does too much. I'm like, I don't think he actually does enough. If we're gonna be honest. Yes, Walker, which I can watch that. I can watch that show, even though it does have Lindsay Morgan in it, which I love that chick, but I can't watch that. Like I can't. Um, it's even really weird though. Why? Just why? I gotta sit there and have another drink. Why though? I want to know why. I'm literally sitting there watching it yesterday. I'm just like, I can't believe she actually doesn't like this character. Like Starlight, I can get. Huey, okay, fine. MM? I don't get it. I get it. The show doesn't. It's not just that. Hmm. It's not just that, Jonathan. I think I just missed them more on Supernatural than anything else. I just missed them on Supernatural more than anything else, and it just didn't work for me. Like if it was on anything else, and also, I used to sit there and grow up and I watched a show with Chuck Norris. You can't come back once you go Chuck Norris. You can't come back. Can't come back from that. Thank you, Darby. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button because it really does actually help. I'm actually about to sit there and hit it right now. This goddamn phone left me. I was actually a little late. I wanted to start earlier. I wanted to start earlier. Uh, Out of 10, I would sit there and say was no, I would sit there and say it's a 7. I would sit there and say it's a 7, 7.5 out of 10. It could have been better. I like where it went, but I just the problem is again, it's like yeah, exactly. It's like they go from one thing and then they settle for something else, and it's happened too many times. Just to get out. Actually, I said that before you typed it. I said that before you typed it. Yes, they're right. I used to watch the original Walker Texas Ranger. I can't go back from Chuck Norris. Oh, I got powers now. I can get inside your head. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know how good that is though. Oh Jesus Christ, that's what I sound like? Oof. Alright, I take back that last comment. God damn, that's what I sound like? Okay, 24 likes. We got 30 one people in the chat. I just heard my own voice. Oof. It's my girl right there. That's why I love you, Jess. She's so feisty. There says nobody goes back. Exactly. You just can't do it. And that's the thing. I like Jared Padalecki. I mean, I like Jensen Ackles more, but like something about trying to mess with certain classes just don't work. Alyssa, Nicole's last air date is next Friday night. Hmm. Ron says Brady is so effing thirsty he will sleep with any woman that comes his way. Didn't expect him to. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that coming either, Ron. But to be fair, I didn't think he was gonna fall off the wagon for Teresa Donovan. I love Days, but Days do shit that just don't always make sense. Days do things that does not make sense. Like Sophia being the wrench in Holly and Tate's plan, not the logistics of Aaron going through the airport with Tate's ID. I mean, I don't think that people understand just how hard it is to get through airport security, and he just used somebody else's ID with his name on the ticket, and somehow he's in school, he's on lacrosse, he's play like no one bothered to check any of his information. None of that makes any goddamn sense. And Krista, okay, and before Krista goes, one more thing before I go. The floor is yours, my lady. The floor is yours. Oh, okay. I'm about to finish off this bottle, and of course, Jess, like I always sit there and say, if I get a hangover, this is your fault. I love you. Um, Alyssa, Teresa gets ousted, and I ain't going to feel. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna feel sorry for her mother. I'm not gonna feel sorry for her because he's been acting like an asshole. Esther Sophia is a dumb plot point. Holly and Tate should have just come clean. Sophia blackmail is weak. Well, here's the thing, Jess. I'm joking. I mean, that's more of a joke when I sit there and say about the whole hangover thing. But come on, Jess. Why don't you just admit that the cooking thing was your fault and we could just move on? Just move on. All you have to do is just sit there and say, you know what, Albert, you're right. That whole cooking incident was my fault. You just move past it. Stop being so stubborn. Jocelyn says Aaron is probably get found out and he and well, I mean, yeah. Um that's why I love her. Alyssa, I'm only gonna feel bad for Xander. Yeah. Cause here's what you know what's really sad though? He started speaking up for his father, this, that, and the third, only after he had that money. If he didn't give him any money, he just said, hey, listen, whatever. I don't think he would have actually one, been so arrogant, but two, really treated Justin like shit. He only started treating him like that because of the money that he got. Krista says, I saw speculations online from someone saying Gio could be Lois's and Alcazar from 204 during a brief fling they had when Lois was played by Leslie. The timing works out, Lois could have hit him. Hmm. It would be more of a, but then how would they sit and explain the whole his mom was a violinist and everything like that. Bally Mal, my heart queen. Come on. Come on, bro. What the why would I be hoping for that, Ron? I mean, first of all, Ron, I think anyone should dodge a bullet when it comes to a Sophia. But the chick isn't no, Ron, no. Just 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 no. Thank you, listen. Darby says Albert, Tate, and Holly are nearly grown. Brady can't run, can't ground him or Holly. Apparently they can. They could sit there and send them to boarding school, military school, because they're 17, so they're technically not legally adults. Nearly grown and grown is two different things. Yeah, Jonathan. I'm pretty sure the law in most states would disagree with that. No, not somewhat, but like I know that he was old enough to sit there and learn how to play the violin. So I don't know if a retcon. I don't know if a retcon like that would actually be good. At the yes, from 10. Thank you, Krista. W says from her Albert. Did Gio mom die when Gio was young from her? I don't understand the split sentence. W said, did Gio die? Did you? did Geo mom die when Geo was young? No. I do, Jonathan. I do think he's gonna. I do think she's gonna be around for a while. They didn't just bring her in so she could be back like really short. So no, they're gonna bring her back for a while. Mel says I called it that. Florence, yeah, you did. You did. You did. You told me that. It's not like you called it. You literally told me that. Darby said, did he learn from Herbert? Yeah, yes. That's what he said. He's like he practically was like she got him into the violin. So yeah, I would sit there and infer that she did learn from him. You know the problem with all those names, though, Mel? All those names, they ain't gonna stay. They were there for the wedding, which is great, but they're not gonna say though. I know, Mel. I know. We were talking about that earlier. Ronnie Ron, no, Ron Carl, Ron C. I'm not gonna bother to say his own name. He's out, which is so weird. I don't know. I know Jonathan was not there trying to be the optimist, but I'm telling you right now, that's not. I don't want to sit there and throw out that type of energy. But just saying, just saying. Hmm. Yes, he's out, and like I said before, I was like, I don't feel like that's a good thing. There's so many people that's leaving Days of Our Lives. They're leaving them in drones for different reasons. Nicole's one reason. I don't know what reason that they're gonna have for Greg Vaughn. I don't know why he's leaving. I just Mel says I got good news that Alex as Joey is the recast for Chloe. Lane's younger. That is rumored to be paired with Johnny DeMera. It's the recast of Chloe. What? That Alex as Joey is the recast for Chloe Lang's younger daughter that is rumored to be paired with Johnny DeMera. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure people are going to sit there and have an issue with that for a number of reasons. But you know, for me, listen, I'm not exactly a fan of Homewrecker kind of stuff. Okay, now Johnson says Chloe's sister. Uh, Joy. I don't know why I kept writing as Joy. Okay. Hmm. Well, not gonna lie, Jonathan. The male part of me is like, man, I hope that her sister is as hot as Chloe. But then I'm also just like, at least we'll shake things up. I'm gonna be honest, Johnny and Chanel are so goddamn boring. And the majority of it is on Johnny because I feel like Johnny is such a wasted character. They've toned down. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mel. Jonathan just explained that to me too. The problem with Chanel is that they toned the character down too much. Johnny is just a waste. For Demara, he's a waste. He is the son of EJ and Sammy. He should have a little bit more spice to him, and he doesn't. And mm. I don't know if the chat wants to sit there and hear the spoilers. Pretty sure they got the channels for that. Ed says Johnny probably can go work with Abe and Kate. Also, Johnny came in hot, then it went downhill, and I like the actor too. I do, and I like the actor too. I did think that they tried to cancel him for something really stupid, but I like the actor. I just said no spoilers, but okay. Well, no, at least, like I said, at least it will make them somewhat interesting. They're good-looking characters. They don't have any. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, their biggest story was the miscarriage story, which is, I mean, it's a good story and they handled it very well. But like, in my eyes, to me, I feel like they're not that far up from Trip and Wendy, and that's saying a lot. There is a okay. I guess I gotta watch these again. It's been since wow, old school. Okay, Daphne says, "Albert, did they show Morgan yet?" No, Daphne, they did not show Morgan yet. But I'm gonna tell you something. No, Daphne, he's only coming in for a limited time, maybe a day. I've heard he's only coming back for a day. So all I'm gonna sit there and say is to Daphne, have your expectations low, low. Okay, just low. But yeah, no. Yeah, at least they'll give him something to do. And Alyssa, this comes for you from from Phoenix Tremaine, because you know how much Ron loves Phoenix Tremaine, loves him, talks about him every goddamn minute that he can. Justin, what's good, Justin? It's been a minute. Shit, my bad. Have a good night, Island Breeze. I hope you feel better soon. Hope you feel better soon, my friend. It's it. Mm, it sucks when you are. Oh, you heard that? I didn't think anyone heard that. I didn't think anyone heard that. Um. Oh, of course. Dabbling, but I'm empty though. Well, let's be honest. I got some more in the refrigerator, but I'm not trying to get a hangover. No, I have my wine now, Dabbling. As they toned both Johnny and Chanel down because if they left them the way they were, they could be getting into so much trouble and shake things up. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Island says, "I have a sore throat. Hopefully, it's not the flu." Oh God, that is the worst. Island. I'm gonna be honest. There are certain things I would rather have to me other than a sore throat. I hate having a sore throat. It's like the purgatory of hell. It really. Honestly, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I would rather have a broken arm than a sore throat. I really would. I cannot because I can't sleep. I can't sleep with a sore throat, and when I wake up, it's like hell. So I think I would rather actually have a broken arm than a sore throat. Justin says BLQ wasn't mad at Natalia for what she did to Blaze. Wasn't or was Justin? Because she definitely was mad. I didn't have that much to drink. So do you mean that she was? Ron says, Albert, if when Brady was drinking and good on the wagon with Sophia nearly by the end, he would have slept with her. Ron, you want to tell me why you want everyone to be sitting there sleeping with Sophia? Why do you want all these grown ass men to be sitting there sleeping with Sophia? Island says, yeah, a sore throat is terrible, and also stuffy nose is the worst. Yeah, but I'd rather have a stuffy nose than a sore throat, though. Devlin says the rise of GH. The writers of GH need to get rid. Well, why do the writers need to get rid of Eva? All right, Ava, Eva. Why do the writers need to get rid of Eva? Johnson says I have plenty of sore throats and it sucks because you can't sleep. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's yeah, you can't sleep. You can't sleep. You can't eat. You can't talk. And for me, obviously, what I do that would be a goddamn nightmare. Just as sore throats is worst thing ever, but a stuffy nose might be really. Why would a stuffy nose actually? Just I'm very curious. Why would a stuffy nose actually be worse than a sore throat? I'm very curious about that. I will not end this live stream until you tell me that. I'm so curious about that. Have a good night, Freddie. Thank you for joining. It's always a blessing to see you, my friend. Alyssa, I hate having a sore throat, but having a strep throat is, well, obviously, yes. No, Alyssa, having a strep throat is like having glass in your throat. It's literally like having glass in your throat. Just says can't breathe or sleep with a stuffy nose. Yeah, but a sore throat, you wake up. The thing is just, you wake up with a sore throat. You go to sleep with a sore throat, and you wake up with a sore throat. Like it's hard. Okay, it's harder to sleep when you have a stuffy nose. And when you wake up, you don't have to worry about being in pain and agony. That's the problem. I've had it too. Listen, and like I said, it's like having. Island says stuffy nose is bad because you can't breathe. You have to struggle too much. I can't sleep and I wake up often. I mean, I'm not trying to do the pain Olympics, but I just feel like okay, it's harder to sleep and you wake up often. Which one is worse though? It's harder to sleep, or the fact that you can sleep and when you wake up, your throat hurts like hell. Your throat feels like you've been swallowing glass all night. Because seriously, Island and Jess, the whole point of you when you wake up, you're supposed to feel somewhat better. Just as a sore throat for me is to getting sick and only lasts 2 hours max, but stuffy nose. Okay, I respect. I respect it. I respect it. Oh, unless I would be so pissed off at my friends. I mean, I love my friends, but I'll be so pissed off though. Oof. Ron says, Albert, that's who Brady is. If things don't go his way and he starts drinking, he will sleep with anyone. So I won't put it past him. So if Sophia was to tell him about Holly saying Tate secretly, then okay, so let me get this straight, Ron. You think that's going to be like a quick pro quo? Oh, Sophia, I'm so glad that you actually ratted out Tate. Let me thank you, Alyssa. That's that girl Smith is saying. I can eventually see with a sore throat, but just says I'm just thinking of the times I was sick. I hate a sore throat, but a stuffy nose way worse. I could not sleep. I would cry. I guess mentally, I can see mentally it would start to drive you up a wall. I guess for me it's like at least when I do get to sleep, I don't have to wake up the pain. Like I may have to wake up to a stuffy nose, which sucks. But and besides, Jess, it's a little bit different for me because I'm going to be honest, Jess. I have ways of going to sleep. It's we'll call it extreme measures, but I have ways of going to sleep. So my whole thing wouldn't be a sleeping problem. It would be a waking up the pain problem. Because the way I would go to sleep for a sore for a stuffy nose would not work if I had a sore throat. If that makes sense. Mel says Albert Mark, as Adam says in the interview of SOD, that he is disappointed on Adam cheating on Sally. With it was kind of stupid. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was kind of dumb. Alyssa, I would take NyQuil to help me sleep if I get a sore throat. If I had, yeah. I think that's my whole thing though. Like, but it's still there though. It's still there though, Jess. For me, it still feels like pain. It doesn't last long, but it lasts long enough though. Had posted that after Teresa gets exposed for lying about Xander being the real son of Victoria, that he and Steffi. Oh, okay. I wonder where he posted that. Okay, Ed, you have a great night. Thank you for joining. Island says I had blank and it was terrible. My throat felt like broken glass. It lasted about 3 days. Ooh, that sucks, Island. See, my thing. Well, it wasn't as bad as that. I lost an appetite. I had no appetite, and my body was really achy. So I slept a lot with no appetite. So it was like I was losing weight, and I'm the last person that needs to lose any weight. So that was really bad. That was really bad, Island. Yeah, no, just yeah. I had the body aches and stuff, but I had a lack of appetite though. I think that was like I'm telling you, Jess. When it was 8 o'clock, 7:30, I would just go to sleep. Ooh, god damn, Melissa, bless your heart. I only had that once, and a sore throat on top of that. Yeah, yeah. I didn't have an appetite. No breakfast in the mornings. I feel like I honestly tell you, Melissa, I felt like I was eating sometimes just to eat. Not even because I was hungry, just because Well, let's be honest. I don't need to lose any more weight. I'm the last person on this goddamn planet that needs to lose any weight. And man, it's like those reviews are so much more harder when I had it. And that's when I was just reviewing one soap opera, and I was just reviewing General Hospital. Just as if you exactly. I mean, like, yeah, it's a joke, but like, dead ass serious. Like, that is the last thing I needed to do. Maybe says, how many times have any of us had? For me, it was just once. For me, it was just once. Nah, just the struggle was real. Struggle was real, Jess. It's not fun. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. One time too many. One time. God damn, Darby. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I only had it once. Let's say I was feeling dizzy and I had less energy while taking care of my mom at the time. The first time I had it, I gave it to my mom, but the second time it was only me that had it and not my mom. Yeah, no, it's yeah, and that's the thing, Alyssa. Everyone has it differently. But I'll say this much, though, Alyssa, and everyone. The one thing that pisses me off is when people sit there and try to downplay it. Because for some people, it's worser than for other people. So when people sat there and said, "Oh, it's not that big," the media is just blowing out proportion. It was like, no, no, because some people actually died from it. Some people still had long effects from it, and it just came across as just disrespectful. Johnson says, I heard that parts of Warner Brothers Discovery might be sold off. Yeah, they're doing it to themselves. I just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for the employees. The company has been doing shit moves for a while. I feel bad for the employees that have to work there. Debbie says, when I had it the first time, I thought my throat closed up and I thought I was choking it. Damn. Yeah, I took it. So let's I always sit there and say to each their own. I took it, but I wasn't one of those people that was like, well, other people need to do it because I did it. I'm like, yo, you know what? Listen, homie, that's your choice. That's your choice. I feel like I'll be heading into some dangerous grounds because I'll sit there and say this much, Alyssa. James talked about it on his channel, and people, about Steve and Steve leaving and stuff. People went in on James like there was no tomorrow. I sat there, I was like, some of y'all people were wild, like some of those people were wilding out in James' comment section. There says, it's sweet wine, way too easy to get a hangover, but I'm 42. Hangovers are, yeah, I mean, I try not to drink too much because usually I have to work the next day. So I may have like a drink and a half, you know, ideally. Johnson says after canceling release of Batgirl and Cody and Coyote versus Acme, the latter of I really wanted to see is annoying. Is anyone surprised by this? Hmm. I just, I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest, Jonathan, Paramount isn't doing that much better. Like they had some stupid decisions as well. Some stupid decisions as well. So hmm. part of me wants to take another drink, but the other part of me is like, yeah, I don't think that's actually a good idea. What's just in here anyway? You know, John, I've heard of that. I've 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 heard of that company before, briefly. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of it just because I usually see it at the end of movies or TV shows. Well, this is Albert my intuition is that Fang gets Steffi pregnant. You know, it's funny. Somebody else said the same shit. Um, I guess we'll see. Derby says during the pandemic, I used to watch videos of prisoners getting their shots, getting all scared of taking needles. Yeah, I mean, those just hurt, Darby. Those just hurt. Like, Derby said, y'all know. LOL, y'all know how I'm old. I'm entertained by this talk of stuffy nose. Ron says, I want to show the file complaint against Chief Baker for Ron. The only thing that Baker is doing is doing his job. What is she gonna file a complaint for? She have a history of being in places and bodies showing up. I would think it would be irresponsible. I think it would be irresponsible if they didn't sit there and take her in for questioning. Now I do feel that they don't have a motive for why she did what she did. Oh fuck that. I mean, you know, Darby, I do what I got to do, but I understand the fear of needles, though, because they do hurt. And Darby, when did you start getting such when did you start becoming such a macho man? When you start becoming such a macho man? Suck it up. Sean says, Darby, you know, I was in line on my lunch break and I was asking a lady, do she watch soap operas? And she said, I used to. I mentioned Jay. She laughed and said, well, yeah, but to be fair, Sean, most people sit there and say that, and that's just not towards that. That's towards that. That's towards Days of. It could be the same thing except for Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives isn't on network television anymore. So most people will sit there and say, "What is Days of Our Lives still on?" And I get what you're basically sitting there saying because GH, well, like today's episode was not super great, but GH is always going to be an epic show. It's always going to be an epic show for so many reasons. And I think one of the reasons is that it got a lot of male viewers into it. It got a lot of male viewers into General Hospital. Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, I don't really see a lot of guys coming out saying that they liked it. But General Hospital was one of the very few shows that you could sit there and watch with your wife or your girlfriend and be like, oh, I like that character. I like that Luke character. I like that Sonny character. Or that Jason character is a badass character. Darby said there's no comfort, Albert. That's like getting arrested for walking through town while black. I don't really get the other comparison, but there's no comfort. There's no comfort for what? Maybe I'm lost. Ronnie Ron is on fire tonight. No, they do, Jonathan. They do. Well, let me ask you a question though. They do. I will definitely sit there and say that they do. Um, but let's be honest, Jonathan. Let's just be real. What do you think? What do you think that males will watch more? Days of Our Lives or General Hospital? Just put not to sit there and say that you're right about that. What do you think that males will most likely watch more? If we're gonna be real, Ron says, Albert, he's not investigating anything. Did you hear that effing stupid comment? Like, come on, let others tell you what to do. Yeah, that's it's not exactly professional, but he is investigating a crime though, Ron. Yeah, that's and again, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Dave does. I'll put it this way, Jonathan. Out of all the soaps that I can sit there and tell people to watch, out of the three besides GH, would be Days of Our Lives. Sean said Luke made GH. He was, I don't know what that picture's supposed to be, but a man. He did bring in the male viewers. Now, for me, Luke became a shit character for what he did to Laura. But he brought in the male viewers. That's just the reality of it. Sonny, Jason, brought in the male viewers. Sam used to be hot. So, but he's right though. Days does. That yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. But just in general though, Jonathan, like I like Steve. Um John's okay. I like Steve. I like EJ. Oh, he was a man, exactly, Sean. Yes, he was a manly man, He was a rebel. So and they brought in adventure and drama and stuff like that. They still kept the soap elements like romance and everything like that, but they brought in that extra that made guys like and just in general, me and DC, we always sit there and make this joke, and we're like, guys can sit there and admit to watching General Hospital. Most guys will not sit there and admit to watching The Young and the Restless. It's funny, Jonathan. I wanted to, and I knew somebody was going to ask me that question. I just have to get a minute to sit there and slow down. I want to watch it before the stream, but I took a nap and it went way too far. That's the reason why I started my live stream later. But I want to watch it though. I want to watch it. I keep getting caught up with so much shit. It's like either I'm doing my notes before I do my live stream or after I'm done. No, but or afterwards, Jonathan, in my live stream, get on a call with somebody. The next thing you know, it's like I'm trying to go to bed and rush to wake up in the morning. And that's it's really funny, Jonathan. I've been kicking myself for that because I've been like, it's 6 minutes. How do I not have time for 6 minutes? Yeah, that's right. Oh, just on another random thing, because I thought about you. Um, there's a channel on Amazon. I think it's called. It's like their version of it. It's like their version of the Sci-Fi Channel, and they play like all the old shows. Like they played a show called Bitten. They played a show called Sanctuary, Haven. It's like their version of the Sci-Fi Channel. I can't remember what it's called, but I will let you know this weekend. Because I know you like the Sci-Fi Channel, and it's on Amazon. and it's like the Sci-Fi Channel. I just don't remember what it's called though. No, Ron. I mean, he was just technically doing his job, so it's like, yeah, that's right, Jonathan. Because I am gonna sit there and go in the kitchen and make me something to eat before I go to bed. I just, I can't remember what it is though, Jonathan. But it's like it's a free channel, and they just play like TV shows and movies and stuff nonstop. But it's like their version of the Sci-Fi Channel. There is, yeah, mm-hmm. He cheated on Sally, which was so, I don't know. It's not exactly the. I mean, granted, there's no excuse for cheating, but like that's a pretty weak excuse because they weren't drinking that much. And the only thing that Chelsea kept saying was, "We were needy. We needed each other." No, you didn't. You could have sat there and used your little battery powered friend. There was no need for you to sit there and cheat on somebody who has been supporting you for a hot minute. Sorry, but like that's not really that's such a. I mean, I know they needed a reason to sit there and break up the couples. Okay, fine, whatever. But they could have did better than that. They really could have did better than that. And that's saying something. What the race is, Albert and Jonathan, I started watching time tracks after that last chat you did. I gotta look at some clips after I watched that Ben and Chaz scene. I gotta watch some clips. Like I said, Dre, that is old school classic sci-fi television, where it's like they might not have actually had the best special effects, but their storytelling, their character development made up for that. It wasn't based off of just superficial stuff. Sean says, I do think if Tabi don't sign a new contract with GH, will that be the end of the Trina character, even if they recast? Um, Probably. I mean, I don't know how happy. The problem is, Sean, we never know how happy that the actress is on the show. You know, because okay, we don't get his thing. We don't get to see Trina as much as we want to, right? But that just means that she's free to sit there and do other things. I'm not saying that she probably wants her character to be pigeonholed and just on there as often. She might want to be on there more, but acting is such a hard job. It's such a hard job, and she does it well, but maybe it gives her time to sit there and free up other things. So Sean, maybe she will sign a contract if you know she gets to be on the show. She gets to do other things she wants to do, and she still gets paid for it. Because you always gotta sit there and wonder how serious does Hobby treat this. That's not to say she doesn't treat it where it's like she comes in and she brings 100% to what she does, but with some people it's like it's not. It's acting is more of a hobby to some extent. It's not really like you know end all be all. I don't think that just my interpretation. I don't think that Hobby is looking at General Hospital as the end all be all. So Johnson says, what would they do with Spencer if Trina isn't around? Unfortunately, not give her a good story. Ron says, well, Albert, Ron says, well, Albert, he Baker better do his effing job. properly and stop with his favoritism and go look at Lee. Oh, okay, Ron, you come in with the fire. You tell him to do his goddamn job and stop with the favoritism. I mean, Ron, I kind of just thought that he was doing his job by investigating every single lead. And Ron, you act like Sheila doesn't have a history of killing people. Like seriously. Justin says, what would they do with Spencer if Trina isn't around? Oh, okay, I read that wrong. What would they do with Spencer if Trina wasn't around? Well, then they would probably just have to recast. They would probably have to recast. No, Jonathan, they would probably have to recast Trina. They would have to recast Trina. I bet I read that wrong. They would have to recast Trina. Because, at this point, the problem is, Jonathan, is that the fans wouldn't want Spencer with anyone else except for Trina. But I think the better thing for them to do, in all reality, Jonathan, is if Toby goes, just don't even sit there and recast Trina. Just Ray says, oh wow, 1.5 drinks. Yeah, not me. But that's how I look at it, Jonathan. Darby says I've always had a problem cheering for either Hope or Steffi. Hope is a professional victim, and Steffi is just a mean period. Just because Steffi is hot her nice doesn't make her a nice personality. That's true. No, I have my issues with both of them. I have my issues with both of them. No, they're and yes, that's true. Hope does act like a victim, and Steffi acts like a mean girl. And she also has this attitude where it's like she acts like she runs shit. Like in all reality, she really does think that she is the queen of LA. I mean, she was bold enough to sit there and come in a person's house who shot her and left her for dead and punched her in the face just to prove a point. Johnson said they could bring back Emma. You know, yeah, I don't want to sit there. I'm be honest, Jonathan. I don't want to sit there and shit on your parade. I don't. So yeah, they could bring back Emma, and it might work. But the problem is, Jonathan, you know how people are, right? People are stuck in their ways. So bringing back either one of those characters, yeah, they could. They can bring in a new character, right? But you know how people are. Um, People will be stuck in their ways. They would it's like it's either Trina or the Highway. I think if they did, I think that it would make more sense to bring back Emma. Ron says, I understand that Sheila has a history, don't get me wrong, but didn't Stephanie shoot? That's true. That's true. Ron, the bigger thing is, well, Ron, you gotta sit there and remember something. All they're doing is bringing her down to the station to question her. They didn't hold her in a cell. They're just bringing her down to the station. The the longest they could sit there and hold somebody is 72 hours. So regardless, even though it may not, it doesn't make a lot of sense because you would have to look at the evidence, you have to look at the motive. He does have the right to sit there and question her. He does. That's just doing his job. I know you don't like that, and I wasn't a huge fan of it either, but um, it's within his rights. Now Mel says, I hate Adam with a purple passion for cheating on Sally with Chelsea right now and don't trust him as one of my favorites right now. Yeah, I mean well, it was lame. Just to put it mildly, it was lame. It was some lame shit. Let's just be real. I mean, yeah, you could, but I mean, again, Darby. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just saying it's within his right to hold. It's Jesus fucking Christ. It's within his rights. So like, I'm not a fan of it either. But it's like, and you really think you're gonna actually get anything, Darby? I mean, good luck suing, but like, I need another drink. God damn it. Mel says my intuition is that Katie will start to investigate Poppy on her keeping secrets. Yeah, I mean, that's that was in the previews today. That was in the previews today. So um, I guess that'll be everyone's intuition. Doria says exactly. I don't even watch stage anymore, but I'll always be, but it'll always be epic. My older brother got me into it when we were kids. We recorded it on a VH. Yes, that's it, Doria. That is old school right there. As soon as you said VCR, that is old school. That's what I used to do with I used to do that with General Hospital, One Like to Live, and Port Charles back in the day. I used to do that with those shows back in the day. And Jonathan, that comments for you. Darby said, "No, no. I mean, don't be wrong, Darby. I can get the. I can understand the petty side of it. I can understand the petty side of it because that's for me personally. That's just 3 days lost, and you didn't get anything out of it. But so I understand. I understand that knee jerk reaction. I get it. And I mean, granted, I'm not exactly above being petty. So I'm not knocking you. Ron says he only did it because Simp was like, take her away. Ron, I'm gonna tell you something, Ron. It's not so much that it's not so much that Finn is a simp. It's that Finn lacks balls. Okay, listen, Ron. There is nothing wrong with having a fine appreciation for a very beautiful woman. This make you a simp. This makes you appreciate fine art. But like the word simp just kind of gets thrown around and just a little made kind of ugly. No, I'm not Darby, but I mean, logically, it's here's the thing. It's not so much about being pro cop, Darby. It's about being pro logic. I'm a very logical person. I don't like it. I never said that I like it, but I understand. There's a difference. Me not liking something is not the same thing as me not understanding it. But my whole thing is Ron. He sat there, and the thing is, Ron, you have to understand something. All he did was sit there and say it would be ill advised if you just let Sheila just still be out. And at the end of the day, Ron, that's on Baker. Baker didn't have to sit down and listen, but Baker felt like it was a good idea to haul her in for questioning. Also, as the viewer, Ron, she had issues with with Tom. She had issues with Tom. I'm not saying it's a big enough motive, but Tom and Sheila wasn't exactly buddy buddy. I'm just saying, Ron, it's part of the job. Debbie says, let me assure you the cops aren't. Well, Darby, but see, I never actually said that I'm pro cops. I'm not against cops either. I think it's a case by case basis. I think it's ill advised to sit there and say that you're anti cops in general because not every cop is the same. It's the same cop. And I also think that you're kind of blowing what I said out of proportion, Darby. I said this was more about I don't like it. I mean, I agree with it. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean it's not within the rights to sit there and hold you for 72 hours. See, yeah, you gotta pay attention, Darby. You gotta pay attention. I'm here to sit there and educate you. I don't think that sometimes, like you and Jess don't get it. It's like I'm here to educate you, and gotta gotta pay attention. Mel says Josh has Nick Newman said in an interview that there's a possibility on Nick and Shane's reunion together because Nick is getting into a storyline with Sharon and her crisis. Yeah, I saw that today. Well, I mean, that's. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't really give a shit, but that seems evident. That seems evident. Um, I didn't think that Sharon was out of pocket, even though that she's going through a crisis coming at Phyllis. And I'm disappointed that Nick didn't sit there and say anything because Nick was all about, oh, we gotta sit there. I just want to keep the peace. I don't want you to sit there and anger her. I don't want you to sit there and say anything to Sharon. Sharon unloads on Phyllis because Phyllis had a simple goddamn conversation with Faith. And I'm like, Nick, are you gonna say anything? Are you gonna stand up for her? No, you're just gonna stand there with your mouth open, just being all no. Like it just. Darby says one argument at work with Tom as she gets arrested. Everyone has a disagreement with people at work. And that's true. That is true, Darby. That's true. I know. I agree with that. Like I said, it's a very flimsy BS excuse of why he pulled her down to the station. You know, but I agree. Like I said, the petty part, I understand the whole about the knee jerk reaction of a lawsuit. But then the other part is like, but then you're just going to have on your record a history of pulling out petty lawsuits, as opposed to a lawsuit which is an actual legit lawsuit. You spent 3 days in jail or in lockup or whatever. Unless you got assaulted, eh, or you just chalk it up to a long disagreement. A long, annoying, and aggravating trip. Ron says Albert at least Deacon stood up to her and told those two sport brats to respect it. Yeah, like that really mattered. I mean, yes, he did, Ron. He did. And like I said, Steffi acted like her usual Queen of LA self. Lee was just her annoying, mad, and angry self, and Finn had no balls. So honestly, to tell you the truth, he just did whatever the women in his life told him to do. So that's pretty much a very accurate way of breaking down that scene. Hmm, I'm very impressed with myself. Anyway, that's the problem, Ron. There's no motive, and that's where they run into a problem. Well, listen, I'm gonna sit there and end the stream here though. 'Cause I do gotta wake up early in the morning. I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna try to do the members live stream tomorrow. Depending on what time I get back from the city. Um, but I will keep people posted though. Let them know. We'll let them know. Most likely, I'm doing a stream tomorrow, but once again, I will sit there and let y'all know. So always look out for the community tab. with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to sit there and thank everyone for joining tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all patience and going through whatever this BS phone and sound. It's quiet guy. It's always so good to see you, quiet guy. Quiet guy who could have been here for a good 2 hours and we wouldn't have known because he's quiet. Johnson says, join us for another edition of Soap. Join us next time for Soap Weekend Edition. Thank you, my friend. Always appreciate you, Johnston. You're my guy. Island, have a good night. Darby, have a good night. Jonathan, have a good night. Yes, and Johnson says, hit that like button because it really does actually help. It actually really does. It gets people to watch it later on. Well, Darby, he could have been here the whole time. Thank you, Island. Yes, make sure you hit that like button on the way out because it really does help. Have a good night, Ronnie Ron, my jester. That's how it is, Ron. You're my jester. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Queen Cat Lady. Um, and again, have a great night all. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next live stream. Laters. Yeah, laters.